Hi, Phil Anderson here, CEO of Stone Invest. If you're currently renting and thinking the idea of having your own property investment is just a pipe dream, I want to share with you how we've helped hundreds of people who thought the same thing get into their first investment property, and how it can also be a stepping stone towards owning your own home. You see, many renters in Sydney and other capital cities have dismissed the idea of being able to afford even to enter the property market, especially when deposits are typically $100,000 or more. But there is another way. One strategy our clients have implemented is to start with an affordable investment property that requires a smaller deposit and is cash flow positive from day one. Couple that with purchasing in a rising market that's likely to deliver capital growth from the outset, and you have the makings of an investment strategy that will help you acquire more properties, including your family home. Here's how it works. You stay renting your current property and save your deposit for an investment property you will rent out to other tenants. Because you're not buying in the expensive areas like Sydney, your investment is more affordable, and that means lower deposit, and so you can get there sooner. Once you settle on your new property, you aren't dragged down by high holding costs. In fact, in most cases, the property is putting money in your pocket each week because you have a great tenant and you've purchased an affordable property offering a great yield, making it cash flow positive. And if you've also purchased in a rising market, you start building equity right out of the gate. Unlike what would have happened if you purchased in Sydney right now, which is most likely set for a number of years of little to no growth. Then, hopefully in just a couple of years, you've increased your equity in property number one, and you could potentially use this equity to buy a second property. Again, cash flow positive and in another reputable growth market. You see, by targeting growth markets, you get the capital growth sooner, so you can use that wealth to purchase your next property. And by making sure you only buy what you can afford, you avoid being saddled with expensive holding costs. So this is a really doable strategy that doesn't have to stress you out or put pressure on your pocket. Then when the Sydney market starts its next growth phase in, say, another 5 years or so, you could be in a great position, both in terms of your equity and your income, to then buy in the Sydney market. This is exactly what our client Faye Roberts did. She followed this strategy, acquiring 6 affordable cash flow positive properties in just 5 years, all while she was renting. During this time, she was growing her equity and increasing her income from her properties, so that when it came time to buy her own home, her 7th property, she was able to choose exactly where she wanted to live and have the house she'd always dreamed of. The important thing is that you do need a plan, and you do need to make sure you buy the right properties at the right time. Making one misstep along the way and getting stuck with a property that costs you big money each week and doesn't grow in value can really put a handbrake on this strategy and leave you paying through the nose for properties that are either stagnant or worse, going backwards in value. That's why we are very particular about what properties we list and how we do our research. Using our research criteria, which is an unemotional formula that takes into account 70 markets we're watching all over Australia, we've located a few areas that are offering that golden combination of capital growth and positive cash flow in low-risk markets with great long-term prospects. These properties are not only poised for growth, they are also offering yields of 5 or 6% or even higher in some cases. We're particularly looking at freestanding homes and dual income dwellings in southeast Queensland and key regional growth hubs within New South Wales. In most cases, these properties are cash flow positive from day one. If you're currently renting and interested in learning more about those regions and the specific property types our research team have identified, I'd love to gift you a complimentary strategy session with one of our qualified property strategists. The call will take you through the where, what and how of the current properties we're very excited about, where these ideal markets are, what types of properties offer the best yields in those markets, and how to structure the purchase so it's cash flow positive and minimises your risk. The call takes about 30 minutes and it's no cost to you. And there's no hard sell. In fact, there's no obligation or expectation from you. Just really great information and options. If you do want to know how to make the leap from renting to owning your own home and building an investment portfolio along the way, I strongly recommend you book in now for one of these where, what and how calls. It could be the thing that makes the difference for you. Getting the call is easy. Just visit rentersarinvestors.com.au or hit the button on this page and we'll book a time that suits you. We'd love to chat with you. Just click the button on this page